I am speaking with the one and only.
Marshall Lager.
And who are you with, Marshall?
I am with Third Idea Consulting. That's my company. I am it.
Awesome. We were talking about sort of companies that get into a desperate situation with regards to social, and they just say, I need a social media strategy. And my whole attitude is, a social media strategy is either a document that says pay more money or do more work. But in actuality, what they want is what they see from other people. It's like, oh, I spend just a few bucks and then I get this amazing return. What is the reality of a social media strategy?
That's a really good question and one that I've been asked a lot lately. What is going on with social media now is kind of like what happened when Die Hard came out or when the Blair Witch Project came out, and they made a fantastic amount of money, especially with Blair Witch because it didn't cost anything to make. All of the studios said, I need one of those. Get me that, change it around, and we'll make money off of it. But that's chasing somebody else's success. To have a strategy, you have to have a real idea of what it is you're looking for. You come up with that first, and then you see how you can best implement it. It's the same thing with social media. You can't just say, I'm going to add a Twitter feed to our website and it's going to make us money, or I'm going to access the voice of the customer. You have to know why you're doing it, you have to know how you're doing it, and then you look into adding it. I know that I have advised before that it's important to get involved with social as soon as you can. By listening to what your customers are saying, by communicating with them better. And that's still true. You can't let it go. But for lasting success, you need to have reproducible results. So while you're listening and while you're collecting that data, that's when you need to think about where you want to take your business and how social media and social CRM efforts can take you there.
Because always my fear with any social media strategy is you give it to a client and it remains a document and it doesn't go beyond being a document that a few people read. Have you either through your own client or through anybody else seen a phenomenal transformation from a company who didn't do any social that finally got it and did it and persevered? I mean, what do you think it takes for that to happen?
Recently, not that recently, I wrote about what happened with the television show Community, how it was almost canceled because while it was being watched and talked about by a tremendous number of people, its Nielsen ratings didn't match that fact, for the simple fact that it was being watched online or not day and date. It was either being recorded and watched at leisure or watched on a website or on Hulu. And Nielsen ratings were not able to track that. The example that I will be able to talk about at some point in the future involves a Canadian broadcasting company that was able to leverage that online presence and that time-shifted watching to bring viewers back to the actual broadcast through gamification and social communication. It was really fantastic, a tremendous turnaround.
So can you give me, I know you have to be vague here, but can you give me the specifics of how they did that, brought them back?
They did it by providing incentives through the various online channels that their viewers were using to participate in contests and other things where the clues and the information and the payout happened during the actual broadcast of the show.
And was there like time sensitivity to it? So like you really had to watch it live and participate?
Yes, there was time sensitivity, and it really turned things around for them. They increased live viewership somewhere around 53%, and at the same time, they improved the retention rate of their online properties about 25%, with over 350,000 unique visitors. And this is Canada we're talking about, so...
They don't even watch TV up there, is that the deal?
Well, something like that. No, they have 10% the population of the United States. So
I don't even think it's that, is it?
It's about that. It's a rough estimate. So when you hear 350,000 people for a Canadian property, think of 3.5 million here in the States.
Excellent. Hey, Marshall, thanks so much for your time.
Oh, my pleasure. Great talking to you.